Hello, everyone. Yasin, first one. That's right, David. Oh my goodness, you've been practicing Farsi. Says Mard, 25 Dallas, male 25 Dallas. Good for you. What's going on with you? You found a Persian girlfriend or something? Vivi says, hi Mehran, male 32 California. Hello Vivi, thank you for that. Says, why am I still finding myself thinking about the cheating ex-wife when I'm in a new relationship? Honestly, I feel happy, but why inside I still struggle about the past, how to stop? Thank you for your answer earlier, and now you're welcome. Vivi, it's a choice you're making. You are trying to validate yourself through behavior of someone who herself didn't behave well. That is a self-esteem issue. That's you not respecting yourself. That is you not being confident for no reason. And the reason is that you're a perfectionist, probably, and you think anyone who utters or expresses negative behavior towards you, that must be that must disappear, that must not happen. Otherwise, that will be an evidence for you not being the best, because you think anything out there supposed to be a measuring stick to be an evidence of your perfection. Why would you need others to stamp your perfection? They're running around trying to prove their own perfection. So obviously they're going to be hostile to you, do whatever they want to do to make themselves feel good, which would and could entail uttering negative words towards you, behaving negatively towards you. That's what bullies do. They have no other talent but thinking how they can make themselves feel good. And since they have no talent to make that happen, they try to do weird things and bothering others and trying to put others down while it is their own shortcomings and they don't feel valuable. That's why they try to see how they can rise themselves up by trying to pretend they are confident and put others down. You're doing this lack of confidence to yourself by focusing on, I need other people's affirmation, validation, instead of focusing on, I don't need anyone who is already low in my mind and their behavior is not approved by me validate me of any sort, because they're not qualified to validate me. I'm far beyond them. But we heterosexual males value and measure ourselves always by fucking. If our woman fucks with us, great. If our woman fucks with somebody else, well, that means something is wrong with me. Who died and left her in charge that her sexual behavior or preference would be in evidence to how good you are, how manly you are? That's her shortcomings. And you're not focusing on the real question. The real question is qualifications of that person. Instead, you're focusing on if I'm validated or not. Validated by who? Some idiot. Why would you need to be validated? It's like you're playing you're a concert pianist, and you perform, concerts in big halls all around the world, and yet you expect Joe Blow passing by a street, and while you're performing some event, who knows nothing about piano, and has never even seen one, but yet you actually value his comment of, what is this? Well, you're playing Chopin, and he has no interest or understanding of these notes, and he makes and utters a derogatory comment. And you take that as a sign that you're not playing good, or you're not a good pianist, or you're not affirmed. By who? By someone who actually doesn't know what piano is. To you, other people's behavior and opinion is more important than facts. And you have made other people to replace truth. The truth is that the guy doesn't know shit about piano playing. Yet you need everyone's okay to feel okay, because you're a perfectionist and you don't have enough confidence in you, and you have a negative mind at work. When the negative mind is at work, you have this OCD of wanting to make sure everything is double checked and everything is sure. So even though I'm sure I'm a great piano player, but I want that idiot who has never even seen piano to say I'm a good piano player, just because I want to have a perfect score and make sure that everything is sure from all corners. Instead of saying, no, the only thing matters if my maestro, or the conductor, or my mentor in piano tells me that you're doing a great job. That's all. First, I should be happy with my performance, and second, the maestro or the instructor in the piano that you learn says you're doing a great job. That's it. Nobody else. But no, that's not enough, because you have an OCD of making sure OCD. I call it MOCD. We just coined the phrase. I have to make sure. And it's nothing to do about if you're good at something or not. No, you just have to make sure about everything. So you have a choice. Just say, I don't give a shit. I really don't. I'm having my girlfriend. I'm happy with her. And the other one can go sleep with whoever she wants. Sleep with the donkey, as far as I care. I don't care. Because you're focused on your life. You create a new order with your girlfriend. Focus on daily life. And don't give the brush of drawing your image to someone else's hand to draw it for you. Draw it yourself. That's my image. I love it. That's who I am. I'm a great guy. I don't care who she sleeps with or not. That doesn't define me. This is how you should be thinking. So the problem is nothing other than the stuff that I mentioned, and you are not making a choice. And you give a shit too much. Who's keeping score? That girl did cheat on Vivi, therefore that girl is the highest measuring stick of validation, and since she has slept with somebody else, cheated on Vivi, therefore Vivi is piece of shit. Who came up with that? Because there's another opinion. That girl is not qualified in any way, shape, or form to be with Vivi because she cheated, and obviously she doesn't have high morals and qualities. Therefore, we do not consider her as anything worthwhile for Vivi to occupy his mind about anything about her. You can see, you can choose any which way you want to go. There is no rule about it, only the rule of truth and obviousness. It's obvious that you're just simply expecting something. You're expecting positive from someone who has actually behaved negatively. How dumb can this be? You say, the guy who stole my car I want him to come and say, "Oh, I'm sorry that I stole my car. That was a bad thing to do." Well, look, if he could understand what bad is, he would not steal the car. But you expect him to say, "Oh, I did the bad thing, but it was bad." Well, he wanted to do bad because he's an idiot. Same thing. You say, "I want my ex who actually slept with another guy to come and say, oh, I shouldn't have slept it. I did the wrong thing, and you're a great guy, and I made a mistake, and I shouldn't have done it. I'm just a bad person." Well, she's not going to say that because that's who she is. She's a cheater. She's not going to say, "Oh, I shouldn't have cheated. It was a bad thing I did." Well, if she thought it was a bad thing, she would have never done it. That's her character. So you expect a scholar from someone who doesn't know how to read or write. Why? That's unreasonable expectations. Fix that in your head and you'll be fine. Yeah, well, I hope that this also helps Anastasia. And if you haven't, if you weren't hearing what I said, well, when I uploaded, you will, because I'm not going to repeat it. All right. Nikki says, "Hi, Mehran. Hope all is well." Hello, Nikki, dear. Good to see you here. Saraf says, "Hi, Mehran. I'm struggling to find a job, and with this COVID situation, it seems my chances have dimmed even more. How do I remain positive?" You don't expect to remain positive for the whole event. Just remain positive today. Just today. Just this minute. Just this minute, this moment, right now. Just be positive. Just be positive in many little moments. Because it's very easy to stay positive for a short amount of time. The idea of how can I stay positive for a long time? Because when an hour passes, you don't get the right result, and then you say, "Well, obviously, it's too long. I can't hold it because it's not happening," and then you leave that mentality. But if you stay positive for one moment, and then stay positive for another moment, and you can see it's easy, doable, no doubt in there, because it's only a moment. By the time you started, it's finished. So you were positive on one moment. You believe you can. And when you keep doing this, you're rewiring your synaptic neurons. Like you become very good at it because you believe that you're good at it and you're doing it. And you're doing lots of little moments, lots of repetition, lots of little moments, like playing piano and playing the same note, two notes, lots of times, and you become really good at it. But if you want to play the whole song, you may make lots of mistakes. You can become really good at it at that 2 or 3 notes that you can play very quickly, and you can be really good at it because it's very small and you can keep doing it. So keep doing this positiveness for short bursts, short periods, but all the time. Another short, and I can be positive now. I can be positive now. I can be positive. I'm positive. I'm still positive because it was only a moment. So you can do it, and because it's small, it's a repetitious of the same thing, but in a small portion, which actually encourages you and teaches you your synaptic neurons by conditioning that I can be positive. And when you create that, establish that, then you have the confidence and training that and rewiring that I can be positive, and it can be positive longer. And then while you're positive, you take actions and efforts and things that you need to do in order to bring some kind of a result, acceptable result, or hopeful results. Let's put it this way. Because unless you make continuous effort, the job won't happen. And for continuous efforts, you need to be hopeful. To be hopeful, you need to be positive. To be positive, you got to know how to be positive. So let's train to be positive, moment by moment. Then we will learn that we can be positive for a longer time. Then we'll be hopeful. Then we'll be encouraged and hopeful to do these activities of connecting and contacting businesses or whatever it is that you got to do. And you'll see at least you put the effort. When you put the effort, there will be some result, one way or another. So let's do that. Anastasia says, thank you, Mehran. You're quite welcome. Vivi says, the car analogy and expecting the positive thing from a negative behavior is perfect. It really helps me put things in perspective. Thank you, Mehran. The force is strong with you. Well, yeah, I do need the force, that's for sure. Thank you for that. Rise. All right, all right. Anastasia says, okay, yeah, we talked to Anastasia. And Yaman Said says, don't make relationships in 20s. Is that true? I don't know. Relationships don't tell me that when they're gonna happen to somebody, and it doesn't tell you either. When it happens, it happens. So why shouldn't you? Because of the virus? Well, if you guys really happen to find each other and you go get tested, and if you don't have virus, then you're good. But this virus will eventually die and will survive. So now Vivi says the car analogy and expecting the positive from the car. I guess I spoke to. I don't remember what car analogy I used. Can you remind me? I can't remember the damn thing. Did I use a car analogy? I speak off the cuff, and I don't remember what the hell I said. Car analogy. Did I use a car analogy? Vivi says, do you think the COVID situation will make humanity more down to earth and appreciate the little things in life? Yeah, but it shouldn't have needed COVID-19 bastard to teach us anything. We should have known that. Everybody, we've talked about it way before COVID-19 ever, there was a sign of it. We talked about it always, that focus on the little blessings in your life. Focus on the basics of your life to be happy. All the little things you should focus on, not the big things. Big things, if you wait for big things to be happy, you'll be happy maybe every couple of years or a year. A new car, a promotion in a job, buy a house or something. A few years every once in a while. But if you're happy with all the little things, I woke up, I slept, I had a place to sleep, I can wash my face, I have tea to drink, something to eat, someplace safe to sleep, I can breathe. All these little things and lots of other little things on personal basis and family basis, friendly basis, activity basis, will always make you feel happy all the time. When you constantly expect so much to be happy, then you're cutting your chances to be happy a lot more often. But I guess that would be one of the side effects of this COVID-19, possibly as well. Oh, yeah. Someone steals a car from you, don't expect them to say sorry. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Did I use a car? Or did I say someone steals something from you? Okay, whatever. That car or anything. Yeah. Bicycle, whatever. David says, well, it's time to eat pizza, Mehran. Adios. Okay. Go have your pizza. This chamomile tea, Taylor's of Harrogate from UK, organic chamomile tea, has a texture I've never tasted in any other chamomile tea. It's very creamy, silky. And what is this series interrupting me again? What's wrong with you? What do you want? Sometimes it goes off on its own. All right. Well, I go for a walk every day, but it's not enough. I can see a long hair and a big belly coming up, so I should do something. Oh man, it's been like months I haven't gone to the gym because of all these things. And before that, I stopped going to the gym because one day I just felt I'm doing too much. Everywhere was hurting. So I stopped for 3 months, and then this happened. So I got to increase my outdoor exercises before it gets too late. Vivi says, how often do you have the live Q&A now? Well, actually, we've been having it pretty much every day, but sometimes I was busy and I didn't have it for a few days. For example, last while I've been focusing on a series of OCD, HOCD, intrusive thoughts, transient thoughts, negative thoughts videos, and we have now about listen, Siri, would you shut up? I'm talking. Gee. Okay, I'm gonna put it here. So, so I've been focusing, and now we have 17 videos on that series, and yesterday I made a pretty interesting and detailed video as one of the videos for the ending the series, and it's quite interesting on its own, which I have to edit it because I decided sometimes, you guys know that I don't have any editing. I just go through it. But lately I've learned how to edit easily, so it makes it easier for me when I want to make the videos. So I don't have to go at once, like half an hour talking without any mistakes. So it puts a little bit of a pressure on the preparing it. So now I just say what I want to say, and if I have a blooper, I just have my tea and I make fun, and then I do it again, and then I go and cut the pieces that are not what I want them to be. So now I have 15 segments of a video that I made yesterday, and I have to clean them up and then see where each one goes in order to make that one long video. And then I have another video that is waiting, which I did yesterday again, 2 pieces. I gotta clean those up and stick them together. Then we pretty much conclude our series of intrusive thoughts, transient thoughts, OCD, HOCD, negative thoughts. And they're good quality, made by a good camera, and I hope that is helpful. And underneath each one of these videos, I have links of many doctors and psychologists and psychotherapists and scientists with their researchers and so on, and I have used some of their researchers in some of my discussions. But the links of their full research and presentations are also down below the description, so you can always refer to it, because my intention for these series is to help people with all arsenals available to make it clear for you, and through knowledge empowering you, so you'll know these intrusive thoughts and OCD or HOCD thoughts are just bullshit, and these are malfunctions of the brain, and not something that you should actually wonder or be occupied by or pay attention to. And how to understand it will help you to be empowered, and then know how to deal with it, and then go about your life and bring that balance and confidence back to yourself. And that should be a collective arsenal that is available, a scientific approach by the doctors and psychotherapists and psychologists and scientists, which the links are below, and by ways of explanations from people like me who have researched this by the understanding and work of masters of 100 years ago in regards to movement of mind and understanding the components and the fragments of our psyche. So in both approaches, you will have enough understanding in layman terms and in more digestible way, and maybe more a little bit condensed way, although my videos are not really condensed, but condensed to compared to many other scientific data that is being presented, so I can at least use them in my presentations when it's called for, to give you enough information for your understanding and pondering. So we've been focused on that. That's why sometimes I didn't have live talks, but usually I like to have live talks every day. Maybe I will now that once I edit these last two, then it would be okay. But obviously it's helping people very much. I hope that our channel was more known, because the content that we have, I am convinced, although it sounds like I'm blowing my own horn, but you guys are witness to that. We have a quality of the content and the way we approach and discuss things. I don't think it's easily found anywhere. So we have a high quality content here, and I want it to be accessible to everybody. So I want the channel to be known. We're hardly known. I don't know what to do anymore about it. So you guys share the videos you like, talk about it on, I don't know, social medias or chat lines or whatever it is. Talk with, I don't know, reporters that you might know, papers, newscasters, radios, that if they want to write something about our channel or interview with me, like some company, some editorial famous in Australia did that a few years ago, and that was very helpful, and we had a long interview. So I leave it to you guys. If you really want this thing to be helpful to other people too, do whatever you can to promote it, because I really don't know what else I can do. Sadaf says, I'm seeing a lot of posts where people are trying to turn this pandemic into a competition, too many expectations and pressure. They say you wasted time if you didn't get 10 online degrees, acquired 10 skills, completely revamp your personality and whatnot while in quarantine. I see it is taking a toll on my sister. Well, listen, don't listen to these people. The place that you're going to be working, they don't need all those 10 different things that these guys are talking about. Find out where it is that your expertise lies, and where that company is that needs your expertise, and that's what they need. And just go for as many as you can, and one of them will hire you. It is always good to endow yourself with knowledge and expertise of different kinds. Don't go nuts about it. Just be good at one thing and very good at it, and then offer that. And that what you're good at, and that what that company needs, if they are compatible, that's all they want. They don't want somebody else who knows 10 other things but is not really that good on the thing that they need and on the thing that you're that good. So don't let it bug you too much. Do not compete. Just do your best with whatever you think you can do. Just be your best and do your best. Prepare the best you can, whatever it is in life. Don't worry about what other people can or cannot do. Don't compete. Compete with yourself. That's the best person to compete. Say, can I do better? Then go on to it. Nico says, hi, Nico from France, 40 years old. Bonjour, monsieur Nico. Is it monsieur, is it? Nico? So, I assume it is. And says, 40 years old. Is 1 year my ex left me. I never stopped thinking of her. She blocked me everywhere. She go to police to, but I still call her. She never opened the phone. Or still, I still love her. Why do you love her? What for? Nico, pourquoi? What for? That's not love. That's not realizing that there's so many other women around in the world that's so wonderful. So feminine, so beautiful, so wonderful. And in France, women, so feminine, so wonderful. So why do you think only one girl? And you're 40 years old. You're on top of your game. Young, strong, and the best time of your life. So don't sell yourself short or cheap. She doesn't want? C'est la vie. Move on. Life is short. You don't have that time. What for? Yeah, you were so happy with her, but she doesn't have the only key to happiness. You can be happy with anyone. You, remember what you said? You said, I was so happy with I was so happy. That means you have the capability of being happy. So you can exercise this capability with something else, somewhere else, somebody else. Because it is you who can be happy. You have the capability of being happy. It's not like, I can't be happy, she makes me happy. No, you make yourself. Because of you, she becomes valuable. Because you desire her, she becomes desirable. Is it the apple that is so important? Or is it your hunger that makes apple so important? If you don't have hunger, you just came out of the restaurant, had some, I don't know, entrecôte, and enjoyed full stomach. You come and you pass by the store, has lots of apple. You don't care. You don't give a damn. Apple, nah. But when you are hungry, you have no money, and you haven't eaten for 2 days, you pass this by a store, you see an apple. So, apple's so important. Is it your hunger that makes apple important, or is it the apple on its own important? You know the answer. It is you who make the apple important because it is your hunger. So it's your desire that makes her important. Her on her own is not important. So take this desire, ability to be happy, and go fulfill it, unleash it on somebody else and something else in life. And then you will be happy again, because that is your character, your abilities. A human being can be happy, and it's within himself, not from outside. Happiness is from here to out, not from there to here. You are the boss of happiness. So go unleash it to some other woman. And France, what a better place to find a girlfriend. Go. Of course, women are wonderful everywhere, so. But you're there, so go. Don't be a crybaby. Go now. And Jordan Patrick says, I've been following your videos on breakup. They've really helped me realize that life isn't about suffering, and realizing we tend to focus on the bad. Thank you, sir. You're quite welcome, Jordan. I appreciate your feedback. There are 18 of us here, guys. Click on like if you haven't, and subscribe if you haven't. Doesn't cost you anything. Just click on subscribe. And you all know we have over 1,600 videos on this channel talk about breakups and relationships, and how to be able to understand your psyche after breakups, and how to move on, and so on. And we have over a few hundred videos in regards to the components and fragments of your psyche. Thoughts, what is thought, where does it come from? Consciousness, how is it born? Desire, how is it formed and how to stop it? Ego, what is ego? Is it an organ? How does it come about? Order, mechanical process, material process. All these, what you want to know about your psyche, is also among these 1,600 videos in the playlist called Psyche, or the Psyche. And all those are there, nothing to do with the relationship. But the rest of them, about, I don't know, 1,400 of them or more, are about relationships, breakups, and so on. And of course, we have over about 500 live talks. In each live talks, we've talked about 20 or 30 questions each. So there's about maybe 20,000 topics and questions we talked there. With the 1,600, we've got like 22,000 questions and topics about the psyche, the movement of mind, meditation, breakups, and how to move on so on this channel. All free for you. If that wasn't enough, you can go on my site, mindthatseekstruth.com, mindthatseekstruth.com, and click on Skype signal icon on the top right corner of my site, and it'll tell you what my immediate available schedules are, and you can make an appointment for 1 hour. And if you're a new client, I will add 1 more hour on myself, so it will be 2 hours, but you only pay for 1 hour, and then we will explore what's concerning you one-on-one on Skype together. And my books are available on site. You can simply use the ebook, Me, My Psyche, and I highly recommend this book, Me, My Psyche, and I. About 360 pages, sorry. And you can take a look at table of contents and click on a button and read a sample chapter. And if you like it, acquire it. It will help you a lot about understanding yourself, about fear, desire, ego, thoughts, consciousness, and how to deal with the rest of the challenges and information you want to know about your psyche. It talks about mind needs a home, meditation, and many other things that you will not find it in any other book, I don't think. So just choose the ebook. It's much cheaper, 10 times cheaper than the real paper book. And of course, paper book takes lots of mailing and sending, which these days we don't want to go to post office anyhow. In case you did purchase the Me, My Psyche, and I in form of ebook, and you didn't have you did have some problem with the link, don't panic. Send me an email. As soon as I get your email, I'll send the books to you in 3 versions of EPUB, MOBI, and PDF file by email right away. And we will have this glitch fixed when my brilliant programmer finishes with the stuff that he's doing. So having said that, let's get back to what we're doing here. Yaman Saeed says, does fear from future motivate you to work harder and achieve your dreams? No. It shouldn't be fear for future. It should be love for your life. Love to enjoy your life. Loving yourself, loving life, loving what you want to achieve, loving for the future. No fear. Fear stops you from moving fast, reduces your speed, your clarity. Try to run when you are tightened up. You can hardly move. Try to punch when you're too tight. But loosen up, let the energy flow, and you will be fast in everything, in sports, in running, and so on and so forth. So, no, fear is not releasing good energy. So, do meditation and become really good at it, and you will become stronger. Flow of energy will be stronger, so the fear energy will not easily affect you because you're connected to the nature, and nature is much stronger than these feelings of psychological fear. I can see such a delay on this broadcast. Like I finished that topic, I can still see myself talking. I don't know how it works. So, and Thurston Kall says, I work with my ex-girlfriend. We had contact for a few months. Then suddenly she stopped it. How to deal with it? What's to deal with? She stopped it. She's no longer qualified. You don't want her. Unwant her. The problem is that when somebody breaks up with you, you still want her. Why do you want somebody who doesn't want you? How could that work? How could you actually have not enough respect for yourself that you would want someone who doesn't want you? Instead of saying, the first priority for me wanting someone is if she wants me. If she doesn't, I don't want her. That disqualifies her. That's one of the criteria you should have. So if she doesn't want you, that disqualifies her. So unwant her. The problem is you, not her. You wanting someone who's not qualified for you to be wanted. Unwant her. It's in you. It's up to you. It's your decision. Unwanted. Say, I don't want it. Why? Because you're being run by your desire. Desire for pleasure, intimacy, sex. And that is hardwired in you, and then you see she can provide that sex, and therefore you think you want her. Focus on her actuality, her behavior, the way she treats you. Then you say, well, I don't want this person who treats me like this, even though she can give me sex, but that's not enough. I want someone who wants me, and then I'll accept sex with her. But we men don't seem to understand that. You go for sex as long as it's there. But you should expect more. And not just sex, qualifications. What is she bringing to the table? How is she treating me? What kind of energy she's bringing it? Is she attentive to me as I am to her? And she pays attention to me. She gives me value as I give her. All of that must be there, but you don't expect anything. As long as you're a guy and it's a girl and it's, okay, I want her. That's it. That's your criteria. Increase your expectations, you will find better girls. Jordan Patrick says, thank you, you're welcome. Max says, HOCD really makes me depressed. Max, did you send me a letter today? Is it Maxim? If you did, I did respond to you to make an appointment with me on Skype, and we will explore it together. And Zadkil, 26, male, Sweden, says, what can I actually do to stop thinking about my ex? Stop thinking about your ex. That's what you actually can do. Ask yourself, why should I think about my ex? Why? What does she give me? What do I gain when I think about her? What? That's the same as thinking about another gorgeous woman that I see in the magazine or movies. Both is just illusion, fantasy. Doesn't give me anything in reality. So if it's the same, why should I be thinking of her? You can think of someone, that you don't know, but she's more beautiful, and at the same time, you can Have a story that you like, not the story that it's been and you can't get away from that story because it has happened. And he says, it's been 2 years now since we broke up. 2 years? You're 26 years old and you're hanging on 2 years on this girl? What for? What? She's got a golden... What? What does she have? I understand these thoughts are not my thoughts. Good. That means you've been watching the OCD series. We're now about 18 videos. So keep watching them from 1 up, and I've got 2 more that I will upload soon when I finish editing. That will help you to understand the movement of your thoughts and movement of your mind. And you understand that thoughts that show up are not yours. And when you separate yourself from thoughts and understand why, on video number 11, I have described thought and consciousness, how it is born, and you will be clear why thoughts are not you. So watch that. And then, of course, watch them from 1 to 18. I think you'll be 18 or 19 by the time we're done. And says, but I still lose myself in them. Any tips? Well, you lose yourself in them because you haven't created a new order after that breakup. You see, as I spoke about this before, mind is unlike the body parts that have a place on the body. The arm is hanging on from the shoulder, and the wrist from the forearm, and the fingers, the hand from the wrist hanging, and the fingers from the knuckles. They all have a place. Your legs, your ears, nose, eyes. You know where the parts of your body are, and for that reason you feel secure. They feel secure. You have security for your body parts, your body. But the mind doesn't have a place, a physical place in your body, until you teach it where it should hang its hat and where it should be residing. Which, of course, incidentally, I think it's between chapter 30 and chapter 40 in the book Me, My Psyche, and I explain mind needs a home, and you'll learn where its home is and how to put your mind, give it a place in your body, so mind and body will be coordinated. Which, of course, it manifests your total power, in which you will see the example of how powerful you become when you have mind and body coordinated in a standalone video of a seminar I did at the local university a few years ago. But I have 59 seconds of it, which shows you exactly that in the video number 7 of the OCD series. Video number 7. It says, when the powerful mind malfunctions. When the powerful mind malfunctions. And so, what was I saying? See, okay. So the mind doesn't have a physical place to create that security that your body parts create by knowing where they are. Mind finds its security in the order of your life. That order of your life is the things that you do, is created by the things that you do during the day. There are certain mechanical processes that you do. From the morning you wake up, have your tea or coffee, to when you play tennis, or when you go to work, or when you see your friends, when you go to the gym, or things that you did singularly or together. That these things had created a certain routine, and that routine had created a certain order, a certain discipline in life. Your mind finds its security in that order of how life is disciplined. When you break up, that order breaks, and the mind is now agitated, doesn't have its place that it used to settle and relax and feel secure, which was the order. Now it doesn't have the order. And that's why it looks around and you haven't created a new order in your single life or another relationship. Therefore, it can't find its order and security in present life, in present moment, in reality, in actuality, but it needs an order because it's agitated. So where is it going to go to find it? It's going to go in the memory. Because in the memory, all the things, the order that you guys had is still there. So the brain keeps going in the memory. It's not because you miss her. It's because your brain misses the order. It needs security. And it can only find that security in the order. And you haven't created the order. So it goes in the memory. And the order that is available there, it's with your most recent girlfriend. It's her. And then you think you miss her because she is in the order. She's the one that you had the order with. It's not about her. It's about creating a new order. Until you find a new girlfriend, simply create that order by your personal single life. Create new things that you do, new mechanical processes, things that you like to do. I know it's difficult right now because of the limitations of the activities and all that, but you didn't do this a year ago when there was no COVID, so COVID-19 or whatever. So now try to do something that you will like, and you will create a routine for yourself to create a new order until things settle down and you go and maybe have other activities and enhance your order through mechanical processes. So you're not missing her. She's already disqualified, and focus on the way she has treated you. Focus on the way that she's broken up with you. Focus on the fact that whoever breaks up with you is no longer qualified to be paid attention to by you. And plus the fact that it is not her you're missing, it's the order, and go create a new order. Okay, hope that's helpful to you. Zadkil. Yasin says, hello, tomorrow Ramadan for us, the Muslims, say a word. Okay, well, it's going to be tough. Although it's the COVID-19, nobody works, so it would be easier to fast. Jordan Patrick says, I'm interested. What is the picture behind you with the horse? Oh, Jordan, I've explained that picture many times before. That is the picture of Colonel Neshati, who was my instructor, top rider, one of the top riders in the world, graduate of military school of riding in Saumur, France. And he was a top trainer and trained thousands and thousands of equestrian champions, including myself. And so he was a role model to me. He knew my father, and he was a great role model, very strict and very honorable. And so I learned a lot from him. And so I always, he thought of me as his son. And he was the only person in my life that I considered like after my father, like my father. Of course, I love my father, and it's different, but that's the only person that I gave that kind of a comparison, that I loved him like a father. He was a very important person, and his intention and positive energy to all people, all his students. He took care of all the students, and he was a brilliant equestrian and teacher. We would ride any horse with no spears, and we were not allowed to have any spears or whip, and we were just treating the horse right. We were brilliant riders. All his students are brilliant riders. And he passed away many, many years ago, like, I don't know, many years, like 20 years at least. Is it? More than that. Yeah, maybe 25 years ago. 24 years ago. And my father also passed 2011. My father's picture is here, and his picture is there. So that's the story in short. Jordan. Jiggy says, why do your thoughts make a person confused? Because those are not your thoughts. You're confused because you think they're your thoughts. They are thoughts. They have nothing to do with you. And you got to focus on the credibility of thought. And for that, you can watch the video number 11. Of course, I prefer you watch all the videos from 1 to 18 when I upload the last two. But the one that shows you that you're not your thoughts, and thoughts are not you, you're not thoughts. And underneath that video, I have links of many scientists and researchers, psychologists, psychotherapists, including Dr. Schwartz, that has, through his detailed research, and it's proven through scientific world in psychology and psychotherapy, that simply adds to my presentation, which is based on findings and work of masters of 100 years ago. But this scientific approach also gives you a better understanding of that clearly these are not your thoughts. So you can enjoy this. I'm going to put the link up here for you. This is called HOCD, What is Intrusive Thoughts Credibility? And that could be something that you might enjoy. And please watch from number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is also very interesting. And then of course 8 is amazingly interesting. And then you go to 9, 10, 11. And I've got another very interesting one coming, which I just finished yesterday, and I got to do editing. That's going to take a while. This is 15 or 16 videos. I have to clean them up and then put them together for you guys. Make sure you like the videos. And Zadki says your microphone is acting up, Mehran. Is it? Is it? What is it? Is it statics? Guys, tell me about the sound quality. Is it static? Jordan Patrick says, thanks for explanation. You're welcome. Zedlix says, thank you for amazing response, Mehran. It was truly helpful. Good. Good. Watch the videos, guys. Don't leave me hanging here. If this channel doesn't succeed, then obviously I won't spend, I would be forced not to spend time on it because there is no, not enough interest. So make sure other people find this channel. Tell me about the statics, guys. It's distorted. So, okay, hang on. Can you guys hear me now? Can you guys hear me now? Is it all okay? Anyone? Anyone there? All good? Can anyone tell me if you can hear me? Okay. Finally. All right. So, where were we? We have Priyansh says, Mehran, uncle, static. Okay, got it. I think it's fixed now. It's distorted, Mark says. Mark 36 UK. Hello, Mark. And Mark says, my question is above once you sort the audio. Okay, let's see the question. Mark says, it's interesting how we use logic and reason to talk ourselves out of the broken down relationship that we were in before. But when we fall for the next person in the next relationship, it makes me question if it's genuine feeling of love. Relationships are built on real feelings of love, but broken down so abruptly with little or no empathy, because there is really never love that quickly. It's lust, and we are all programmed to respond to our opposite sex, or however your gender is, and however you're programmed. And in the case of heterosexuals, we respond to the opposite sex, so therefore it's a response that you mistakenly think it's love. It's infatuation, it's lust, it's intimacy, it's sex, it's desire for that pleasure. But love happens when you know each other for a while and consciousnesses start getting to know each other, see if they're compatible or not. The conditionings in the consciousness start bonding or not bonding. And when the level of selfishness goes down and time passes and you see how you treat each other and how unselfishly you treat each other, and then love begins to create. So this whole time is a chance for love to be created. But not when you see somebody say, oh, I love her. Yeah, no, you lust for her. You're programmed to want her, desire her. That's not love. You ask yourself, do I love her, or do I love what she does for me? The same thing. She can think, does she love her boyfriend, or does she love what he does for her? That's a two different thing. So how can you love someone if you don't know her? Because you just met her and you say, I love her. But yeah, she's got the high heels, she's got the beauty and the fitness and all that, the sexuality, so that's what you think love is. But no, how can you love someone if you don't know her? And you know someone when you know her consciousness. And that's going to take time. How can you know her consciousness when you just met her? Maybe 2 weeks, maybe 1 week. How do you know? You haven't known anything about her. So what you are referring to and scared of not having it is not love. When you meet someone, don't be afraid of it. Oh, maybe it's not real love. Yeah, it's not real love. In no cases it is. It takes time. Give it time, interact, and then create that energy, create that bond, and then you will see if that is actually love or still going to be operating on desire and sex. And when it breaks down, because really that part of the stage of life that you felt you're compatible, whoever broke it up, is past, and you're developing, you're changing yourself, and then you find interest in, another girl, or she finds interest in another guy, because it was never really about love. It was just about getting affirmed by being with someone for her, and receiving attention to feel validated. The problems she had in her self-esteem needed to be remedied by having the attention of a person who is actually maybe has more interest in her than she does in him. And when that need is fulfilled, and maybe she finds, okay, I'm still not feeling confident or self-assured, maybe I need somebody else's attention. Then she goes and starts with other attention. So that's not your problem. That's her problem, that she can't have enough value in herself, that she needs to constantly go and see if other people validate her by paying attention to her. So the attention is what she's looking for, because she's missing that value in herself on her own, by herself. Therefore, she's like a beggar, goes around, sees who looks at her, who pays attention to her. And that attention makes her think, oh, then there's more attention right now, because at the beginning, there's always more attention paid to the girl by a new guy. So she thinks, oh, then the guy loves her more. These are all just simply a lack of knowledge about how the psyche works. And that's why that happens. But it's got nothing to do with you. So you go on strong with confidence and choose another girl. And if it works, great. If it doesn't, the next one. The world doesn't come to an end until you find one that actually it's developing and growing together. And the love will present itself. Nico says, yes to what? Oh, no, in the sound. Okay, yeah, I see. Nico says, no, it's okay. You're welcome. Daniel Siha says, what are your thoughts about a red pill? Well, you got to ask Morpheus on that one. So there are 10 of us here, guys. Make sure you like the live stream, if you do. If you don't do a damn thing. Just say bye-bye. Don't click on that like. And if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. Daniel, make your question more specific, because that's a big topic. Life is an illusion. Reality is the illusion you focus on. There, I said it. F30 UAE, female 30 UAE, hello there. Says, I get jealous easily. I get jealous particularly of my cousin who is rich. She likes to show off. I want to stop feeling jealous and competitive towards her. I want to stop jealousy in me. Did she make that money herself, or is it her dad or her husband? Is it her own? Oh, you're talking about the red pill, the thing on YouTube. No. I've got nothing to do with that. That's bullshit. I've discussed that red pill once before. I don't remember exactly what they say, but I think they are not speaking well about women, and I don't remember exactly, but if you go on my site, on my channel, and look into just in the search engine, just put in red pill. It should give you, there it is. There it is. I give you this as an answer because I really don't remember what they're all about exactly, but then I was, because I had looked them up, and I did make a video on that, or rather responded and cut that and put it in. So I put a link for you up there. You can watch that later, and that would probably be my response. Danielle. Yeah. Yeah, that it's not always like that. So it's not a general thing. But anyhow, I think I've addressed that whole mentality about women, the way these guys talk about it. But you know, you can't blame a woman who traditionally has been forced to get permission from her dad and her husband to do things, especially in third world countries and other countries around the world, due to their tradition and customs, and to be conditioned to want to marry up, and where they would not, have to be bound by certain things that they were bound by their traditions or family or society and whatnot. And it's for their survival, that because they were not allowed to work or be independent, so obviously they wanted to have that echelon created for themselves to feel like, I don't know, they're rich or comfortable, they don't have to worry about things and so on and so forth. So you got to look into the history of it rather than just look at one moment of the picture of it as it is right now. You got to look at where it's coming from. So much hardship they had to endure, and so they have this survival instinct in them as well as anybody else. So that's how it developed. But it's not necessarily a vicious thing, but it is a logical thing on their side for their survival, and they bear children. So what if they have children and they're not as gorgeous as they used to be before they have children, and then the husband leaves them? So obviously you want to have some kind of a security, right? So you have to look at it from both sides. You can't just think that, oh, they want to marry up. Well, how about you? Don't you want to marry the prettiest girl that you find? And you wouldn't mind if she's rich either, right? So if it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. I mean, what's wrong with that? But you look at the video. I think I've spoken a little bit more in there. Daniel says, yeah, right, but for me it means work, 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 and just focus on making the best of myself, and the rest will come. And love like the movies doesn't exist. Yeah, okay, Daniel. So you have two questions then. I guess I answered both of them. G says her husband, who buys her a lot of stuff. Her husband has the money. Buys her lots of stuff and is financially very stable. She was always spoiled by her parents as well. Yeah, okay. So you can see that it is not her that she has created all. It's not her boasting about her capabilities or her ingenuity that she's brought all this money. Somebody else give it to her. So what do you have to be jealous about? In fact, if anything, she should be jealous towards you, because I guess you're doing it all yourself. You don't have that rich background at the moment, and you can do whatever you do on your own. So What's the jealousy? Jealousy for somebody who hasn't really uh, resulted in what she has, somebody else has? Yeah? But it doesn't make sense. Why should you be jealous towards something that money has bought for her? Yeah, you could be jealous for someone if he makes that beautiful thing that you're referring to, whatever it is. She made it. She's the producer of it. She's got the ingenuity, the talent. But she bought it with somebody else's money, and she didn't make that money. What's there to be jealous? Anybody can hold something valuable in their hand if it's given to them. So what's being jealous about it? She can hold things right. Okay, good. She can wear nice dresses, but did she make that dress? No. Did she pay for it herself? No. Did she make the money? No. Does she have the kind of job to afford that kind of money? No. So you can wear that dress if it's given to you too. A mannequin can wear that and look good. So I don't think you have anything to worry about. You should change your perspective. You should change the way you look at this whole thing. Daniel says, yes, thanks, you're welcome. Kazututa says, hola, el comandante. Hola, Kazi Tute. ¿Cómo estáis? All right, guys, it's 1 hour and 24 minutes, so we'll be here another few minutes and then we'll call it the day. And G says, it seems she's always getting what she wants. Everything in life has always fallen into place for her perfectly. So what? Let it be. It is also as falling into hands of many other millions of men or women out around the world as well. So what do you care? Don't be bothered by it. Because at the same time, so many misfortunes and miseries has also fallen in the hands of other women and men around the world too. You're not one of those either. So, okay, you're not rich as she is, and she's boasting about it, but you're not as miserable and misfortune as billions of other people around the world either. So why don't we just focus on what we have and be happy with what we have, and be oblivious to what other people have or don't have, in a way. At least we should be more concerned about people who are suffering and don't have, rather than being bothered by the people who have it. People who have it, they have it for themselves. They're not going to give me anything, so I don't worry about it. People who don't have anything, are in misery and misfortune, I worry about them because I don't have anything to give them. That's the dilemma that you should be focusing on. Otherwise, who cares about what she has? You focus on what you have and enjoy what you're having and do your best for other things. But these sort of materials are not the reason for being happy or being sad. You got to be happy regardless, and just try to make sure you're not sad if you can help it. That's all. The rest of it is nonsense. You're wasting your time and energy on focusing on what somebody else's have. So what? Focus on what your life is all about, not what their journey is about. Focus on your journey. And don't give a damn what she has, she doesn't. If she had any sense, she would be humble rather than showing off and all that nonsense. Obviously, that means she's got a lot more shortcomings than you have, because she needs to show it off. She needs to feel good about with that stuff, but you can feel good about it without that stuff. So you're stronger, you're in a better position. I know you want that stuff, but it's not really that important as you think they are. You and how you feel about your life is important, not what other people have. Honestly. Dawn says, good evening, my dear. Hello, darling. Dawn says, damn, I'm late again. Yes, you are. What have you been doing? Where have you been hanging out? It's 3:21. That means it's about, what, 12? 11, 12? Yeah. Tinkerbell says, everything isn't always as they seem. Some people may have it all, but still be depressed. You're right. You're right. 15 of us here. Please click on the like. I like it. There's 20 of us here. 20 likes, 15 people. That's a switch. All right. Now, don't forget, guys, to promote the channel, if you will, in any which way you can legally. And talk about it, Maybe you got connections with the media. Do that. If you have some university connections with paper university or radio station university or local news media, whatever, introduce our site to them, our channel to them. Let them write something about it and talk about it in chat rooms and share the videos in your social media and help us to grow. We need to reach more people. And don't forget about watching the new series that I put on from 1 to 18 when I finish uploading the last ones. And that is talking about the movement of mind, intrusive thoughts, transient thoughts, OCD, HOCD, negative thoughts. And these are pretty informative and interesting. And then lots of links down below the description of the videos in regards to the findings and research of the scholars and psychologists, psychotherapists, scientists in regards to that topic that you will enjoy. And of course, my videos are, I believe, very helpful if you watch them all through 1 to 18, 19, especially 1, especially 6, 7, 8, 9, and 11. 11 is also very interesting for you. And of course, number 7 is where it says, when powerful mind malfunctions, it's great. Number 11 tells you about what is the credibility of the intrusive thought. And that is very important to watch because it tells you where the thoughts come from and the relationships with you. And of course, I have the links of other people who have discussed this in scientific way in the descriptions of those videos for your information and enjoyment. Don says, I've been cleaning all evening, just getting ready for bed. 11:22 p.m. Ah, yes, 11:22. That's about, what, 8 hours. It's 3:23 here. Okay, guys, I think we've answered all the questions here, and it's time for me to say I love you all. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to share a thing or two with you. Please be mindful of yourself and your life and about everything else that you do. I look forward to talk to you again. In the meantime, be good to yourself, to the others, and wash your hands. Bye for now.